So, you're about to make a career jump. Why not hear my story on how I made several career jumps? I was a full-time producer, but with all that, I wanted more. So I made a very solid, bold decision. I did a career pivot from production to marketing. My life had already been one long training ground for marketing. I knew that nobody would take me seriously without some formal proof of knowledge. I realized I didn't need to start from scratch. All I just needed was highlighting and tailoring my experience to fit the marketing role that I wanted. Now, this is how I transitioned into marketing. Hi, for those who don't know me, my name is Zelia, your resident marketing cat. Now, before 2020, my life had already been one long training ground for marketing. At the time, I was a full-time producer. In fact, that year, my company worked the most. We made the most money and we were busy shooting crazy commercials during COVID-19. But with all that success, I wanted more. I wanted more for myself, more for me as Zelia, and not for the company that I was working for. I wanted my ideas to shine. I wanted to watch people execute my ideas the way, I spent time executing other people's ideas. So I made a very solid, bold decision. I did a career pivot from production to full-blown marketing. And that was the kickstart of my marketing journey. Since childhood, I loved writing. All my books were filled with stories, of how the rabbits did something to everyone and things like that. I was already a writer right from childhood. I remember I used to write tons of stories. If you flip through every book I owned as a child, you would see at least 2 stories within one book. And then also as a child, I had all the parents in my estate organize end of year estate parties so I could perform. Then as a child, I used to love singing and doing kingdom dance. Don't ask me where these videos or pictures are because you're gonna get blocked. And then at age 8, I had my first school. So I had this school called Moon and Star. I even had a school anthem. It was that bad. And then I would gather all the kids in my estate and, be teaching them after school. And then fast forward to my uni days, one of the gifts I found that I had in university was I could translate complex lectures, into simplified versions. So what I used to do then is I would gather all my friends and teach them the simplified version of the lectures. And this is not me bragging, but because of me, a couple of my friends graduated with a 2-1 like I did. And that was because I was able to break down what the lecturers were trying to say into simplified versions, simplified languaging. And even before I could, think of anything or remember, I've always been a creative. I loved making videos. I loved writing scripts. I loved acting. Anything within the creative space, count me there. I used to volunteer myself, for our projects that involved us going out there to ask people questions with a mic and camera, both in my undergraduate days and even during my masters. That is how much, in fact, I used to sing. I'm a singer, I can dance, I can do a whole lot of things. I've always been creative. And basically before 2020, I already had experience as a sales executive. I already worked as a copywriter where I wrote scripts and things and write-ups for Techno, First Bank, Skybank, Adidas, and many other brands, with some of my write-ups going viral. Then I used to work in a public relations company. And within that same company, I was also the head of human resource. And after then, I became a producer, created content, different kinds of content for 7 years. So I already had the skills from my life of 20. Then I think I was 29 when I made that jump, and also working for 9 years. I didn't realize at the time that life was training me into the path that I am right now. But all of these experiences had gifted me transferable skills that I would need as a marketer. The only thing left for me then was just for me to connect the dots. Because I remember that I always used to wonder what I wanted to focus on, because I could do a lot of things. And Being able to focus on one line but utilizing all of these skills was when the big change happened for me. Now, this is how I transitioned into marketing. After 2020, I already had the urge to, go into marketing, but I knew that nobody would take me seriously without some formal proof of knowledge. So, putting in mind that I already had a master's degree, but when I was going for interviews, I couldn't really articulate what I could do, So I knew that I needed to go back to school to get extra knowledge, to be able to succeed at interviews and explain ways that my other skills, would help in this new job. I did a course in Heels and Tech on growth marketing. This course I did opened my eyes to what I already had. I already had skills that I'd gathered over the years, but I needed something to help me interpret these skills. And this course I did with Heels and Tech, helped me do that. And I realized I didn't need to start from scratch. All I just needed was highlighting and tailoring my experience to fit the marketing role that I wanted. So what I did was I tweaked my CV to showcase the transferable skills. I didn't stop there. Even before I'd finished my course with Heels and Tech, I got a job as a product marketer and growth marketer in a tech company. And doing that, the company was a startup, and I loved the job, but I knew I still wanted more. So I spoke to one of my mentors. Her name is Marie. I thank her every day for that advice she gave me, and she was the one that gave me my first boost into proper marketing. And she advised me to pay a professional to revamp my CV. See, this professional revamped my CV, created a cover letter for me, and revamped my LinkedIn. That was the best decision, the best investment ever. And the return in investment today, that money was not a waste. It's one of the best investments I've ever made in my life. And when the CV and LinkedIn was revamped, what I did was I copied everything I had on my CV, took it to ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to write me a script about myself. Now, let me tell you, reading out that script was like me rediscovering myself. I was amazed at how much I had achieved. And it gave me the confidence I needed to ace any interview I went for. The way I was speaking at interviews, I was shocked. I could not believe that it was me that always used to stutter during interviews. And I think a year after the tech job, I was able to get a managerial role as a marketer. And from there, currently, I now lead the marketing and communications team for one of the top law firms in the world. Now, what can you really learn from my journey? Here's the thing, you can do it too. Whether you are starting from scratch or you are pivoting from a different career path, you already have the practical life experiences that you can transfer into marketing. Or if you're someone who has, gained experience and you want to better yourself and, do like a career glow up, you already have the skills from your other job that you can transfer into marketing. All you just need to do is analyze and articulate your skills. So what I would say is use tools like ChatGPT. AI is your friend. Use AI to analyze your skills. Write in raw words what you think you can do, who you think you are, the things that you have achieved, so that these AIs will then help you analyze all you've written and highlight your skills. Then now also think of examples of where you've used these skills in your past jobs or even in your life in general if you're just starting. Recruiters are looking for confidence backed by real life experience. So you must be able to have practical examples of where you did some of the things you're saying you did and articulate them confidently. Then if you're pivoting like I did, invest. Even if you're not pivoting, if you're someone who's just starting your career, invest in a CV revamp. Pay professionals. If you need a professional that did a revamp on my CV, comment CV revamp in the comment section and I will share the contact with you. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to upskill. You are going into a terrain that you don't understand. So you need to be able to understand what it is about. So you then now see how you can relate that with the experiences you already have, and then I'll confidently go for interviews. So I would advise that you take up free courses and affordable courses on platforms like Hills and Tech, Coursera, Udemy, Google Skills Shop, and many more. Like, there are tons of them. If you go on Google and type courses on marketing, you will see loads of them online. Take them. This act would not only build your skills, but it will also build your confidence, because the reason why they ask you to go to school is not because some of the things that you do now, you will not be able to do them if you don't go to school. It's so you can boost your confidence, have the right knowledge to be able to articulate what you know to people who are going to hire you, and do it confidently. And again, I cannot emphasize the importance of LinkedIn. You need to create a LinkedIn profile. I have seen a lot of professionals that don't know how to use LinkedIn. They are not present on LinkedIn. Leverage LinkedIn. See, recruiters are now moving with the trend. Gone are the days where the only way people get people employed or recruited is via hard copy CVs, or maybe a friend just sent. No, now recruiters are now reaching out to people who they think their profiles match the jobs and skills that they are looking for via LinkedIn. So you want to give yourself equal chance as everyone else, except you have like very solid network of friends that can, mention your name in rooms where you're not. But in this case, LinkedIn is a tool that is giving you equal access to recruiters. So I would say leverage a platform such as LinkedIn. I'm not a paid advocate for LinkedIn. I'm just someone who LinkedIn has helped. The job I am currently on, the recruiter reached out to me via LinkedIn. And this is not the first person to reach out to me. So LinkedIn is a very solid platform to be on as a marketing professional. That is basically all. And I have a couple of things for you to do this week. The first thing is, if you're someone who is just starting off their career looking to go into marketing, what I need you to do this week is go and identify 3 transferable skills. And what do I mean by transferable skills? You did IT in school, you did activities in school, even at home. You probably helped one of your uncles manage or make a post on social media, or maybe one of your uncles was having issues somewhere that you came in and solved the problem. All of those life skills. Identify 3 transferable skills. Or if you're someone who had a job before and want to do a pivot, identify skills that, from the ones I've mentioned and even the ones I didn't mention, that you think would be needed as a marketer. Identify them. And then the next thing I need you to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel. After that, those 3 skills that you have identified, put them in the comments section. I want to see them as well. And then if you need the contact of the CV or LinkedIn revamp person, let me know in the comment section. Just write, comment, CV revamp contact, and I will share the contact with you privately. Create a LinkedIn page. Like I said, I cannot emphasize enough the need for LinkedIn. Create a LinkedIn page. Have a professional revamp your LinkedIn page. And then upload your CV on your LinkedIn and tag me at Zelia. Post it and tag me at Imobo Kafene Zelia. Anyways, that is it for the video today. I hope from my personal story, you were able to figure out your next pivot strategy. I remain Sincerelyzelia. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this video with that one friend that is still figuring out life. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye.